Hi, this is Camilla Blossom Bishop from Earth School, and I wanted to share a beautiful crystalline grid that is called the Water Wheel, and it's both a ceremony, a grid, a sacred geometry, an offering to Mother Earth and her waters. So this is a water blessing, and it's something that came through Golden Eagle Marshall Jack, who I traveled with for some years to bless water around the country, and we would create these water wheels at different locations, permanently or temporarily, and there was a blending of different traditions and cultures involved, and lots of different people would come to the ceremonies, and it was really a beautiful chance to offer and energize and honor the land, the water elementals, and connect up these energies all around the world, and also invite other people to be involved and to create them themselves. So what I'd like to do right now is to show you how to create a water wheel, and you can do this, as I say, temporarily, or you can also do it as a ceremony and put it in your yard. We've also did some that were very large installations that are permanent, and they continue to bless the water in different locations. So this one, this sacred geometry here is basically what we worked off, this idea that the sacred geometry, or like a medicine wheel in the Native American tradition, is in a spiral or circle in all traditions, is a sacred way to gather the energy of crystals that broadcast, that energize, that communicate with other crystals in other places. And crystals that we use, the clear quartz and the rose quartz crystals, they can emanate their love, especially the rose quartz, the very loving crystal, can emanate their love all around the planet through this activation of this grid on the earth. The clear quartz crystals can hold our intentions and our energies and send that love as well, or whatever you intend. And these were intended for the water. And not only the water on the earth, but also the water within us. We are crystalline beings. We are watery beings. And then the earth's precious waters are within her. And so this is a way to really activate and energize the waters of Mother Earth, the elementals, the dragons of water, the mermaids, the water fairies, the devas, the waterfalls, the oceans, all the different beings of the waters. That is the intention of this water wheel. And we had some amazing experiences too of making these. After almost every ceremony that we did, it would rain. So the water is definitely with us when we work with it. So the basic shape, you don't need to use an actual picture like this unless you want to and have one, but you can also, I just wanted to kind of show you the shape that we're working with healing water, and that's a Star of David, or two interlocking triangles. So there's the 3 points here and then 3 points here, and then they come together and lock and become one star, and then also the center becomes that place of healing. And so this shape is a very powerful shape when water is activated with crystal bowls with water in it. It will actually vibrate, and you can see Star of David appear. So that's why I believe this shape came forward when we were working on creating the medicine wheels for water in the beginning. And so, like I say, you can do it here, you can do it on land. I'm just going to demonstrate here. And what I like to do to start with is gather the wild water from your area. And if you don't have access to water, or you just want to use the tap water, that's fine. But if there is a stream or the ocean or some water nearby, that's a beautiful thing to go and gather water, and then take the bowl and put this in the center, because we're going to be using this to charge up the water and some other worker bee crystals that can then be distributed out to the lands and waters to continue the work. And so I also say that to really make sure the crystals that you're using in your water wheels, that you've received permission from them, they're sentient beings, they want to be activated and in the role that they were meant to do on this earth. And so really honor that these are the crystals that want to do this work with the water. And so when we started doing these water wheels, Golden Eagle and myself, we use the clear quartz crystals, just a basic crystal. And I'm going to start with the ones that have points pointing to the center to kind of activate into the center. And so we used the clear quartz in this shape, and we'd place the 3, one triangle, and the 3 in the other. And so all this energy, communication, and tension is pointing into the center place, the place of healing, the place where the water, the wild water is, that we're blessing and energizing. But as we went along, we realized there was a need to bring more of the Lemurian feminine energies in, more of that honoring of the elementals and the fairies and nature spirits. It was kind of like combining some of the Native American and the Celtic and Germanic traditions and in these ceremonies. And so the Lemurian culture is very feminine based, is very attuned to crystals and flowers and the mermaids and water. And so that's a real affinity for me to work with, the grandmothers. And so these are some raw rose quartz. So we began adding these raw, or the rose quartz crystals. They can be either raw or polished, tumbled, around the circle, and kind of paired them together with the rose quartz. And then when we were doing it with other people, we would also be digging holes in each of these locations. And then we'd go around and each person would bless a rose quartz crystal and put it in the hole with some offerings, and a clear quartz crystal and put it in the hole with some offerings. And so there became a real beautiful meditation that you can, a ceremony that you can explore as well. And then for the center, I actually have a rose quartz heart, and so I'm going to put that in the water. And so right now, all these, particularly the clear quartz, are sending their energy into the center to create this flow of energy to energize, refresh, and feed the water spirits and the spirit of water, grandmother energy. So to know that once this is set up, you may even feel a shift once you set your altar up. And if you do a bigger one or one outside, you can also, dance around it and move in one direction, honoring that direction, singing your songs, drumming, whatever, and then going in the other direction. You can say your prayers. We can really honor the beautiful spirit of water. And then if you'd like to create some worker bees, as Marshall would call them, you can I have these beautiful tiny little rose quartz points. Clear quartz. And so you can put these in the center and really activate those crystals by placing them in the center of this wheel. And you can also just get I love working with flower essences, and you can also take flower essences and other energies, as well as your prayers, and make offerings. You can sing, you can put drops in the water, anything that you can place in the water that you feel is a gift to the beings. You can put honey, you can put mica, whatever it is that feels like you'd like to offer. Feel free. This is an open delight in creating it. So we'll just focus for a moment. I want to just introduce you to I have this huge lavender quartz here that's joining us in this. But just hold space for a moment for the water devas and fairies and spirits and dragons, all those beings of the water. And just bless this water. Hold that intention to bless it, circulate and broadcast and energize all the waters of the earth. And also connect up this water wheel with all the water wheels around the planet so that there can be a network of beautiful places that connect the waters together in a beautiful way. And then as that gets charged up, what you can do, it's kind of fun, see if you can get a sense or feeling about this. But I'm going to point all the clear quartz crystals out. So now we're going to send the energy out after we charged it for a little bit. And to me, I could just feel at first we were really bringing the energy into this focal point, into the waters here, and then allowing that to charge up. And then now, when I turn those quartz crystals around, you may have felt that kind of expanded energy that it can really circulate in this whole area. And you can leave this up for as long as you want. And then what I like to do, we've charged up our wild water. Now what we can do is take this bowl of water, take this water back to the land, back to the creek or wherever we got it from, and gift it back to the earth and to the water. And it's a really powerful experience just to charge up the water and then gift it back in its new way. And then you can also take these worker bee crystals that are in here and all charged up with our energy and prayers. And we can take those in each direction to different waterways or the corners of our land, or if you're doing this with a group, each person can take a crystal and dedicate, say, well, I'm going to go over to Vancouver Lake and put this crystal there, and I'm going to go up to the Columbia and leave the crystal there, and I'm going to go over to the ocean, or you're going to go to the ocean, leave it there, and I'm going to put this in a river, the Salmon River. Or so all of a sudden you're expanding the reach of your water wheel out to all these lands. And that's really the original intention of medicine wheels, my understanding, is that they're not just solitary on their own. They're always connected with others and connected out and linked in. It's like part of the grid. So I invite you to explore creating your own water wheel and blessing the water. The water is very excited and anxious, and I don't know if anxious is the right word, but very grateful and delighted when we do step forward and give our prayers. And even if we just use one crystal and put it in the water, it's powerful. But when we can offer this kind of medicine for the waters and the earth and ourselves, it really does spread in a powerful way. We've had so many experiences of that, and maybe you can even just feel this for yourself right now, the power that using our intentions, working with these spirits and water beings to create this together is a very beautiful, joyful, and powerful way to nourish the lands and waters. So thank you, and spread your love.